Good morning, guys. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, I say good morning, guys. It's kind of funny, right?
So their guests also.
Yes.
Well, now, this thing of good morning, guys, both boy and girl, they did it in good morning, guys.
Yes. But I'm seeing fathers, I'm seeing mothers, I'm seeing the guys and the moms and the dads, but everybody falls under the category of guys. Right? Okay. Today, since tomorrow we'll be doing our parallel park, we have to go again on how to take off a manual car, right? Because the principle stays the same. So many people get confused. Like yesterday, we were on the simulator, right? And some people were actually doing something else. Going forward and going backward stays the same. Left is left, right is right. Your biting point is your biting point. The same thing you do to go forward is the same thing you do to go backward. So we needed to stick, right? How to take off your manual car, right? We know the steps, we've gone through it, but repeating it makes it sink in the head better. Not so. Okay. Let's see how to go about it. Preparing your car, we've talked about preparing your car. First of all, it's all about what? Your sitting position, right? Your sitting position determines how good you drive, right? Some people think the chair is the chair. No. If you sit too close, you drive very funny. If you sit too far, you drive very funny. You have to be perfect, well seated, comfortable before you can actually really drive. Right? Okay. When you found your sitting position, right, and ensuring that your arms are within arm's reach, as I said, I always say this. When you sit, let me use the word, you sit, you lean on your seat. How to see if you're well seated, right? Lean very well. Don't go off the seat. Stretch your arms over the steering wheel, right? When it's at your wrist level. If it's here at the wrist level, while leaning on your seat, right? It means you are well seated. Because at that point, when you hold the steering wheel, you have this slight bend in your arm and you have a slight bend in your knee, giving you now ample space to maneuver. Steering wise, you can maneuver. But if your arms are like this, it's very uncomfortable, right? If it's like this, it's uncomfortable. But when it's like this, with slight bend, you're comfortable, right? Okay. That into consideration, we talk now about the car itself. Not so. You ensure that your car is in neutral. Please, for those who are markers, okay. We all know where our neutral is, right? The neutral is here, the red point in the middle. That's no gear. Neutral means neutral means no gear. It means you are nowhere. When they say you are neutral, it means you don't belong to anything. Press your clutch pedal. This one says press your clutch pedal. One point was omitted there. I always talk about the fact that, let me see, we have 3 pedals, right? A, B, Accelerator, brake, clutch. Are we there? Here we say ensure your car is in neutral. We all get the point, right? Be in neutral. Neutral means no gear. Being in the center there, right? The next thing you should do is brake your leg on the brake. Right? After the brake, then we now clutch pedal fully, meaning that it must go and touch the floor. What they say, pedal to the metal. I hope we are getting it. Smash it right down to the floor. The brake pedal will be different from the clutch pedal. When you smash the clutch pedal, it ends halfway. It doesn't go up. If the brake falls right to the floor, it means it's faulty. Don't even start your car. Are we there? If you smash the brake pedal and it touches the floor, don't start that car. It means the car is faulty. Being it on or off. Not so. So we have said what? Step 1, ensure that the car is in neutral. Step 2, step on your brake pedal because that's your security. You're about to take off. The decision has not been made yet, not so. After stepping on your brake, right, you step on your clutch fully, not so. Then now we go to start your engine. Are we getting the point? Why going all through these steps is because the car actually doesn't even work properly when the engine is not started. The brake works, it works, but it doesn't work. At least it works around, I can say, Mr. Kevin, we can say in 100%, the brake will be working around 20%. Imagine how risky that is. When your engine is off, your brake works, but it works around 20 to 40, right? But when the engine is on, the brake works superly, right? That's why you've seen we said ensure neutral. Neutral meaning no gear. Step on the brake. It's your security. Clutch down fully, right? But when you clutch down fully, when it's in neutral, you don't have any problem. If it's in neutral, you step only on the brake and start the car. It will start because you're in neutral. You have no gear. When you want to select a gear, you can clutch down. But it's always best to have that reflex to clutch all the time while starting the car because we never know, right? Man-made machine fool man. Good. They say press clutch pedal fully. That's what we said. Not to go into gear 1. That's if you were in neutral and started the car without clutching down. Are we there? Good. Because when you're in neutral, you can actually start the car without clutching down. If your handbrake is up, everything is there. You can start the car without pressing any pedal. Right? Okay. To take off now.
Listen,
Speak louder.
normally I know that starting your car is in gear 1. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. She asked a question that she thought that before starting your car, it should be in gear 1. We have just talked 1. Let me just draw it. 3 sticks like this, you link it. Are we there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reverse, neutral. I was just explaining something which would have made it very easy to understand. When you are in neutral, it means no gear, right? Meaning you can stay without clutching down. The reflex is always good to clutch down. But you can come if it depends on how you park your car. If you park your car in gear 1, if you're entering there, if you don't remove it from gear 1 and you brake and clutch down and start, you will still start. Are we there? It's very simple. You can start a car when it's in gear 1, but you must clutch down. Clutch down fully. It's the same thing we are talking about. You can start the car only when it's in neutral without pressing any pedal even. When it's in gear, that's why we tell you people, ensure that your gear lever is in neutral. That makes you more, even if you can still start a car when it's in gear 5. But you must clutch down. Even in reverse, you must clutch down. But the thing that happens with the car is, before taking off, you can either take off and what you need is reverse, going out of your parking space or your garage, not gear 1. So when you say ensure that it's in neutral, because for the better upkeep of a car, right, in the morning, the oil in the engine sank to the bottom. It has all rested. Put it in neutral, start it, leave it to idle for a couple of minutes so that the engine is lubricated. That's why neutral is where it should be, because you need to leave it. So will you stay in the car all the time when the car is idling? Okay. So if you enter in your car, you clutch down, you ensure it's in neutral, you check your handbrake is up, you start the car is idling. Maybe you rush to go and iron your shirt or something, let the car get warm before you come. Are we there? If you are in a house or you've been driving the car the whole day, you're coming, if it's in gear 1, you get up. You just enter, clutch down, start your car, and pick it up. Very simple. Are we there? Is it clean? It's clean now. Okay. Let's keep going. Now, when you have passed your first gear, let's assume, as our sister asked, you were in neutral and you went to 1, or it was already in 1, right? After clutching down full to the, have you seen? Clutch disc separated. I've always been drawing this thing here on the board. I will not draw the full scale, but I think we had something. Let me do this. I've always been drawing this. We have some new students in the class, so it's best I do it again. These are our wheels here. Are we there? The four tire of a motor. And this one. We get now for axle. We join the 2 tire. Yes. Then the drive shaft, gearbox. We connected. Now I get to this level. I'll place my clutch. I'll place my clutch here. Then I continue. Then I put the engine. This is our engine here. Not to. Are we getting the drawing? This is now only the seating of a car. You have your gearbox here, where you change your gear now, but it's not actually there. But for you to comprehend, that's where I'm putting it. Are we there? Yeah. When we say we are talking about the clutch, right? When you clutch down, what you have done, this is it. You have separated the engine from the gearbox. Are we there? When you clutch down, what happens? the engine is separated. At that point, that car, if you push it, if your leg is not on the brake, they push it, it will be rolling and going, right? That's clutch down, disc separated. The clutch disc, because it's a disc that comes at whole. It's like a bond between the engine and the gearbox. Are we there? And we've been singing about biting point all the time. Not so. If you have clutched, one second, if you have clutched down, that did this. What I've illustrated here is separated. When you press your clutch down, this is it. Not so. Then now you're looking for your biting point. It's different in almost all cars. Are we there? No two cars are the same. They don't react the same. But the story remains the same. There's a car that you just want to lift your leg off just by the size of a coin. You're already at the biting point. The biting point then now, what is the biting point? When you lift your leg off the clutch, they're coming back together. The more you release, when you clutch down, it does this. When you are releasing the clutch, it's coming back together. The biting point now is when the two meet at the tip, which we are talking about, clutch biting point. The two meet at the tip. So one is standing, we are talking about taking off. One is standing and the other one is turning, because the engine of a car, once you've started it, is in a constant rotation. It's always turning, but the car is still standing. Are we there? As we started the car, it start. Maybe so. Engine don't start turning. But you are still standing, right? Why? Because it is separated from the gearbox. Are we there? Good. So now this man is turning and this man is not turning because the car is immobilized. When you are joining the two of them now back, that's lifting your leg from your clutched, we call it clutched, right? Or declutched. Not to. When you've clutched down and you're getting to your biting point, meaning you're connecting two opposite forces, right? One that is moving and one that is. When the two meet, what happens? You feel a vibration in the entire car. Even in the clutch pedal where your leg is, that's what we call a biting point. It vibrates. We've all been there, right? Because except for the new, you feel that vibration, the entire car vibrates. So it's a feeling that they can't teach you. They can only tell you to feel for it. Because at a certain point, it becomes a second nature, right? But for you guys, it needs to be explained. When you get that vibration, are we there? You stay there. You stop at that point, that vibrating point, meaning that the clutch is coming back together. They are meeting. One is turning and the other one is standing. You have not taken off yet. Not to. At that point, what do? You release your brake. You don't need the brake anymore. And once you release that brake, for new cars, once you release that brake, when you are already at the biting point, this one is turning, right? And one is standing. Why is it standing? Because your leg is on the brake and maybe your handbrake is off. Once you release that handbrake, you release the brake, the foot brake. Not to. This one starts trying to take that car, to control the car towards the direction intended, if your gear is in reverse or forward. Are we getting the point? Now you need what? Confirmation. You need a confirmation that this engine is ready for you to take off. When the two are already almost colliding, right? They are almost touching. This man is already touching this man and he's trying to turn the wheels of this car. You've left your brake now. Ready to go forward, right? This man is turning at the lowest level. Are we there? at the lowest level, he needs some more speed to carry the entire weight of this car. Are we there? That's where you go now for light acceleration. Light, right? Light acceleration. And the only thing you need to do to know if you are in the light at that point is the sound of the engine. You get now that as you accelerate, right? When you accelerate, the next thing is your ear that is activated. That's why we say driving is multitasking, doing several things at the same time and making sure that none of the other things affect the other ones. Would you get the point? Now multitasking, my brother, multitasking means you do plenty things at the same time and make sure say this one of the steps one because motor your hand over steering, you need for the control, your eye over road, you need for the look to where the other drivers that they do, your foot there for pedal, you need for the check up, be handed to come for gear, can shift either one or two. Then the listening sound, the mother one day or now how the listening your own motor, the listening your neighbor their motor, all at the same time, one brain. That's why driving is really difficult for some people. Let's keep going. We go for side. Biting point. You go for light acceleration.
Probably next time.
Then good. As I say, light acceleration, not so. Then continuation of those that have been with me in the car. I always say what? First thing first, biting point. When you get to the biting point, freeze. Light acceleration, continuation of biting point. This is where some people get confused. Have you seen it? I've seen so many people pressing the accelerator and their heel, the heel is suspended. When you suspend your heel, you don't have the accuracy, neither even the stability needed for takeoff, right? So the first thing is rest your heel. You must put your back foot so you must put them down before you touch accelerator. Some people suspend their leg. The heel is not touching. You go now with your toe. When you do that, what happens? Your leg is not stable. You keep moving forward and backward. You get the car jerking. Sometimes quench. But when you've rested your heel, and we are saying, look for light acceleration. Once you just go small, you block up. Why? Because you have foot there foundation. You press a B, you have a foundation, meaning you can stand at that position. But if your leg is suspended, can you keep that leg at that position? Good. So you must rest your heel to the floor to get it right. Not to. Same thing with the clutch. Rest your heel. Don't suspend your heel. When you suspend it, you stress even more and you actually don't even get it right because you don't have the foundation needed to control the pedal you are controlling. Are we there? So we don't go for that light acceleration now. Light acceleration, continuation of your biting point. From that biting point now, you continue giving the car that leverage. Smoothness in doing this is key. Don't be harsh. Don't just get up. You leave, let's say this is the level of the clutch, right? You leave from the floor level. You have to come back up here now. And then you just do this. At one shot, bam, you're already here in the middle. No. Like a thermometer. When you get to your biting point, even the continuation to get up the car, you continue like this. Slowly. Why? I always give this example. I talked about having a friend that is standing. My guy come. You have a friend that is standing, not so. This friend now is the entire cabin of this car and the engine, right? I need to take him, let's go. He's standing, he's not ready, not so. Then I say, what's up? How do you feel? Very uncomfortable, right? But if I say, Mama, you know, this thing is so, they go so. Are you getting it? Good. That is how you manage the clutch pedal. To make it very simple. You are about to use this engine to carry this car to go forward, and the car is in a standing position. This one is already moving. So the connection between the two of them, for them to move, should be smooth. With the end of the motor, why? It be too fast on the clutch. The way it's smooth, you hear, woo, permit the car. The car cannot leave from a standing position to a running position in seconds. It needs the required leverage to move forward. Your best friend for motor, a driver that can manage the clutch very well is a good driver. Mismanaging this clutch destroys the engine and a whole lot of things. So always be smooth on the clutch, right? Constant. Don't do this. Are we there? Constant. The elevation of your clutch when you're declutching, it is smooth. And when it's smooth, the car actually gets up smoothly without any stress. Are we there? Is it catching? Really? Okay.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Yeah, if the car is on the hill, on this down, and you are claiming this off-station hill, and then unfortunately there's traffic, and you have to start, and it's on top of that hill, you have to now, so you will do the same procedure, the same thing. That means you first do, you get your biting point.
Confirm.
Light accelerator,
Yes.
and you continue the biting point.
Good.
And then to cover the heel.
Good.
Okay, that's the question I want
It's
to
the
know.
same.
It's the same thing even on top of the heel.
Where's my duster? Oh no.
Because I know that on top of the heel, because if you don't do it fast, the car might reverse back.
Now we'll talk about
So that's my
the forces in play when it comes to a car, right? The car has one main source when it was fabricated, not so. Let me do this, then let me do this, right? A ball standing here, what will happen? Will it move? This is flat and it's not moving, right?
yes,
A ball standing here is moving downward.
yes.
One standing this way is moving downward. Not so. Okay, now let me add. Now we have two balls. Not so. That's our car. A car standing here, will it go anywhere? It needs the energy required from where? From the engine. Not so. Okay. Now we are here again, same thing. When you remove your handbrakes and your brake, what will happen? It starts going down. So taking off in this condition and taking off in this condition are two different. But the principle remains the same. Level land, down here. Oh, now, let's say this one is going forward now. Same thing now again down here. But the front now is this direction. Not so. In this direction, you need to go uphill. Not so. Okay. As you said, up station. If you don't apply the principle, what happens? The car will start going the opposite direction. That biting point when we talked about the biting point, the clutch, these are two clutch discs, for example, them coming together, right, before releasing your brakes. This one now, that biting point, your biting point becomes a temporal braking system. The car doesn't move backward. And even if it does, it goes too slowly. Are we getting the point? It goes slowly. Why? Because the engine wants to go forward and you are standing at a uphill. The intention is to go forward, right? When these two are connected, when you release the brakes, the car cannot be going behind when the engine is going in front now. So when you get the biting point right, it gives you a temporal time to get to your accelerator to give the car the necessary energy to go forward. Are we there? I hope I'm not getting too technical about it. It's clear now? Good. You don't answer that question. Biting point at what they call and say half clutch. The biting point on at what they call and say half clutch. Because the motor, you don't come up from clutch, you never declutch, you then are halfway. And that halfway they different for all motor. No fee saying at some particular distance. So motor they when you move your foot clutch small, it don't repeat. So one day where you will climb to pay, it nearly stop before it catch. But the feeling now is that vibration. That you know you are there. That's the temporal brake now. You release your brake. And when you are releasing your brake, don't listen to the brake. This is something that happens with a lot of you. You want to release the brake when you've gotten to the biting point. You do release the brake now small. No. Leave it at once. You don't need it. Right? And go for your acceleration. Because the more time you take to leave that brake before going to the acceleration, you are giving more weight to your biting point, which leads to what? The car starts going backward. Even the automatic car, automatic has only two pedals. But if you are standing in an up scenario, right? If you remove your leg from the brake, right, and then you don't go fast on the car starts going back.
Yes.
But when you just release the brake, the car stands waiting for the command. The command now is what? Light accelerate. It's the same thing. You know who automatic motor, so you don't leave brake, you don't match fire, say, yeah, for down. No. Be light acceleration. Permitting me hook up. The principle stays the same now. We are there. Now, we'll talk about shifting in higher gears. That one at time you don't already take off the go, you know. You don't already take off the go. You come on at gear 1. Because gear 1 is the gear to get up a car. It's not a driving gear. But when you're in a steep climb, gear 1 is the strongest. Gear 1 and reverse. Now one coin, two opposite sides. Reverse and gear 1 is the same coin, two opposite sides. The reverse gear is not intended for high speeds. It's to shift it from one point to another in a slow manner. We are going for parallel parking now, what we call reverse and park. The reverse gear, you have to be as smooth as possible. The slower you are, the better it is. And it gives you the ability to maneuver either left or right. Are we getting it? But if you're too fast, you can't do it. We were on the simulator yesterday. Who are those that had the opportunity to drive the simulator? You were there. When they say reverse and park, right, it's practically something like this. Not so. And the car is here. They are telling you to take this car and place it here. Safely. Not so. So if while reversing, if you want to reverse and you get it up too quick, are you going to be able to do this and put it here? It's impossible, right? That's gear 1. It's the same thing. Gear 1 is just to get up that car. Once you get up the car and going, because we are talking now about shifting to higher gears. Once the motor already woke up, you hear your one. Ooh. Were we all in the class? Have we all been in this class together?
Yes.
I don't know whether they bring chips or they bring a chicken in this school. I said there were two main. We did something about dashboard, right? One that talks about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have another one now that goes from 10, 20, right?
Yes.
Okay, we know this one. It's called what? The speedometer. Then this one now. Somebody please surprise me that I was not making noise in the last class. Tachometer. I'm so happy. It means that I was not wasting my time, right? The tachometer is what you now, if you can't comprehend when to change gears, this is what you do use to know when to change your gears. From gear 1, right, to gear 2, when this needle is about 2.5 getting to 3, it has already given you the ability to shift from 1 to 2. Are we there? Yeah. Gear 2, you can even attain 3 to give it the momentum needed to shift to gear 3. Are we there? Yeah. That's when you use it. The old drivers, and seeing them, we listen to the sound of the engine. We don't use that anymore. The sound of the engine says a lot. When it's getting too loud, it's asking you to pull the next gear, right? When it's getting too low, it's telling you to shift back. The sound start go down. It shows that the motor is suffocated. You shift, go back. If you be there 3, you fall for 2. You will go and hold on. If you hear that 2 climb, 2 take 1 is on place, shift, go for 3 back. If you suffocate, shift, go back for 1. Are we there? Okay. Now we are talking about shifting to higher gears. You use your tachometer. If you don't know, or you listen to the sound. When the sound is getting too high, you shift to the next gear. If it's getting suffocated, as if the motor is tire, that gear we didn't reduce up. Come off for 3, go for 2. Whether you didn't have a 5, you go for 4, and so on and so forth. That's shifting to higher gear. We say what? Repeat for each gear. Whether gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, gear 5, the principle remains the same. But one no ever tire go strong. It's one of the strongest gears. There are some vehicles that their gear 1 actually is even tired. They will load goods. They can't turn the motor whether then take the reverse, turn that he finish that he. When they finish the he go to show up now, they turn the motor then continue to go. Because the reverse strong. Gear 1 they overuse and reverse you hardly use them. So even if one tire and a half, reverse over tire. Are we there? Yes. It's what some people do. They actually do it. I'm sure somebody must have witnessed it. Hey, my guy. Okay. Let's keep going. Practice your clutch control to be best, to be stronger, to be perfect. It's practice, repetition. And repetition does not mean you have to be in a car. No. Even in your brain, You can drive from Bamenda to Douala in your brain. Keep repeating the process in your brain. I do her yesterday. I will call that motor today. My instructor clap. How many people don't enjoy my clap? I don't clap for who? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking. That's beautiful. Because when I teach, when you make so, you know, say you're already done. That means I will clap for you. If I never clap for you, that means I will clap for you. I still hold your clap. If I never clap, that means I never confirm something. Because something they will when I talk up. No, steering control. I used to clap for steering control. But I did clap for steering control. Now even for day one, when it shocked me. Them say yeah, day one you just enter now. I say left from right, day one you want to hold the steering. I say wonderful. Do you play game? Do you play car games? You say yes. I say no doubt. Because boys have the ability to control the car faster. Why? So many of us tend to play games. I'm playing to game than I'm motor game. So it give you that advantage for control steering. So please, all the other ladies listening, start playing car games. For those of you that are online, start playing your car games before you're coming to Zion, because it will give you Mr. Randy's clap, direct, day one. Okay, let's keep going. Avoid stalling by being smooth. We talked about it. Smoothness is what? Leaving the clutch level when you are declutching to your biting point, you are smooth. You get to the biting point, you freeze. When after your biting point, you continue so smoothly. Are we there? That's what gives the car the ability to say, motor will go so small before take speed, go. You don't ever enter a motor man starter, you don't go. How do you feel? It's very uncomfortable, right? That's why we're talking about avoid stalling the car. Stalling the car means any engine quench. By being smooth. Smooth the command of your clutch pedal and the level of acceleration as well. Plenty of Nadere, when I say brake, the manual machine a brake. Your engine say quench. It says what happened? You know clutch. We don't talk say engine always there in a constant rotation. You want to stand, this engine is turning, you want to stand. This engine is connected. This is our car here. My doors on small box, right? This is the clutch. You want to stand, and you don't want this engine to go off. That is always turning. Then you match the brakes. Two opposite reaction. One wants to stand, one wants to go. What happens? It quench. Now safety feature for motor semi quench or protect the engine, right? Yeah. Protect even the clutch pedal and so many things. Are we there? Good. The next step is what? Use the handbrakes on heels. When you are not very, very good with your biting point, if you never hear the data, when you want to go the motor, the seat sheet go back. When you park for heel, if you park so, motor there for a year. Then you there for a year. So you want to go so now. If you don't get your biting point, what will happen? The motor will shift back and knock the other one. If you can't get it right, use your handbrake. It means say you multitask again for that level now, because your handbrake get to be up with the button pressed. Maybe so you go with your biting point. You release your brake. If the motor will go back, no go. You go for your light acceleration. You start release your clutch. You feel how the motor will go. You put the handbrake for that. It will hook up from that position where you don't shake 1 inch back. Are we there? Because even me, I use that sometimes. Because sometimes they will all motor they react different. Time they will. Yes, so he they stick. So one day way you pack so somehow can pack na direct for yeah. That means you not get 1 centi for shake go for back lady naka. Use your handbrake. It's security. But while using the handbrake, make sure say you still find that biting point. Because now you will give you the ability to walk up quick. Find that biting point. Your finger on top that button, the handbrake, you don't already press up. Now only you will go down now, the handbrake will go down. You go for your light accelerator. Walk up now from your biting point, where you come up biting point, continuation of biting point. You feel the motor, let's say the motor walk up, you put that handbrake down, you see how the motor will walk up perfectly without you shaking an inch behind. Are we there? Then for motor 2, for no say you don't forget handbrake. When you want to call motor, buttocks of motor remain the same. You want to make so. The back of the car tends to tip higher. You understand? It's telling you that your handbrakes is on. So many David, it is struggle. Motor did it na wait try. Na wait the motor na wait you want hear man go call mechanic. Some motor is not bring the hook up. When a handbrake, people tend to forget the handbrake because for ancient driver, Lewi motor dey for handbrake, I hook up that motor. The handbrake will spoil. Why? Clutch control. If you control your clutch fine, that handbrake no fit stop that motor, but that play you hook up. You go to the signal, and then you will get it drag, then you go. You will get another sign the board will always talk say, "Muna be careful about." When it tells you your handbrake dey on. Front carrier, that handbrake no fit hold am. You go to go, you make sure they drag the tire, but you hook up the motor. Why? This smoothness we are talking about. If you smooth enough, nothing will hold that motor. Are we there? We say what? Handbrake up the hill. The points, are they clear? Okay. Let's go. Exactly. Practice makes perfect. This is a joke on me now. This is not a joke on me. So, Marsha, you guys prepared this thing, right? Okay. Thank you. Well, practice makes perfect. The picture actually makes sense. The more you practice, the perfect you are. How when you do primary school, they tell you say 1 + 1. It will take you time before you give the answer. But after some time, 1 + 1, 2. 2 + 2, 4. You don't give the answer. Why? Excessive repetition. You don't stick for some way. It becomes a second nature. So practice makes perfect. For some of us, from our new drivers, we will now go drive on exams full time. So one in the way that motor already stand with them. So one in the way they still get plan to buy motor. But try to practice. How do you practice? Taxi people they live in town. If you see taxi man for your quarter, so your taxi man for your quarter, they say pa, ma put you for 2,000. You give me even 30 minutes. So that means you don't forget the skill. Because skills, if you acquire skills and you don't practice them, you tend to life very strong for some way. If you don't practice something, you tend to forget to another one. For the fact that you not be relevant at that point. So yes. But driving is a life-saving necessity. People in there like Mr. Kevin, if they impound a motor for 1 week, it will shrink. Even me, I don't feel the impact. And then jump up that motor. You understand? A car is a necessity.
It's not luxury.
It's not luxury. Some people think by the time you start living with a car, if that car gets bad for 1 week, you'll be confused. You'll be late for all places where you go. You'll be very uncomfortable because you cannot stand for road. And damukong, all motor the pass, no one is stand. Sometimes the one you want stand, they take you press on number 5 position. You hang the rain, that's so one side. Pour the hole now the driver too. Sometimes the motor will give. Now some money only be own. So they enter for the hole and you want come on your hips, they hot. And sometimes your house far from road. You need to walk a first before you go reach the corner road. The way you be used to for you say you woke up in morning time, start your motor, leave at the idle. You take your time, iron your shirt. The last thing, arrange and then take your coffee, second stand. Check your motor because we say before you want to come motor for morning time, check round the motor. Yes. People don't smash their own dog. Where dog can sleep on that motor, it start motor just reverse. Mash dog, where dog will sleep on that motor. When you get up in the morning, check your tire pressure. If your tire they fine. Check under the motor if something they. Sometimes you drink your coffee, you want finish now. You call Manka and say, Manka, take the cup now, begin go. Bring them back where they the table. Relax when you want to drive. Relax. You have to always be conscious about driving. Don't get out into and get into the car when you're angry. It's bad. It's bad. You do so many wrong things. I always give this example. To carry a firearm, what do you need to carry a firearm? Gun. For carry gun, you need what? License. For drive motor, you need what?
License.
A car is considered a weapon. You have to be, psychologically okay and very well for you to be a driver. Are we there? Are we getting the point? That's why institutions like our own, like Zion Digital Driving School, exist to make sure that those we are sending up there to go for their examinations are actually mentally and even physically sound to drive cars. Are we there? Because you shouldn't be here. So if you want finish for year, I never see you say I clear. Your name no come up with this up there. You ask out there, say no, you are disqualified. I have to make sure that you are sound because if I send man with a man at Christmas road, now you go match my picking tomorrow. Or my mommy picking, my uncle picking, or any man picking. It's not my relative. Somebody. You understand? That's why institutions like this exist to make sure that you are sound in mind, right, to drive a car. Mr. Kevin keeps, I think he gave a class here about your health condition before you drive. Can you be epileptic and drive?
No.
Even if the crisis comes only once a year, let me put it that way, which is impossible. It means that one time for every year, you must go kill some man because if you want to happen, it's a motor. Your crisis hold you. No problem that, right? So there are some health criteria to be a driver. It's not everybody that drives a car. I hope we are clear on that.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. We said practice makes. When I try, some man at the go she don't over house will play for my hand. Put bamboo chair. So I say, okay, yes. So me one will play. But I never seen me some man go broke the mommy play too. Anyway, now the part of every class. That means when I get when I play, when I feel like when I broke up. Let's go. Wow. Questions and answers. Open platform now. If man get any worries, me ask question, we will answer. If you want to ask with a question, you raise your hand. There's another mic there, so that our viewers at home, please, I know you're not here. You come for practice due to jobs or something, and those that are enjoying our channel, please don't forget to click on the notification bell so that anytime we upload a video like this, it comes to you first. If you have questions, put it under in the comment section. If you want to know exactly much more about Zion Digital Driving School, there's a number that appears under the screen as you're watching. There's a number there. Just call that number. It's a WhatsApp number. 24/7, we are available. Cool.
Any question?
Any questions? Let's go for our question sessions.
When I ask question, no one go for reverse and park.
Miss Mango to confuse.
We'll go and need you. How will you know when we are food? We'll get food. Okay,
I'm having a question on that handbrakes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a little bit of problem with me on that handbrakes. Sometime I'll put it up, it will show that I've not yet removed the handbrakes.
When you put it down,
yeah,
it means it's not totally down. handbrake, as you talk, handbrake, this will, na level no.
Yeah, because there's
It is so,
some Lagos.
you dey hook up and so on.
Yeah,
Eh?
yeah,
For semi disengage, you get to them over here. Eh?
yeah.
If you dey for here, even automatic motor dey discover am, e dey beep, e get some
Yeah,
beep sound,
yeah.
beep beep beep, e dey tell you say handbrake never fall because you never yet sleep.
Okay,
For the point.
it never lap.
Voila. So handbrake, you no be move handbrake and put am here, dey expect any motor green say e dey down now.
Okay.
You continue go down, so e no be green. You end for here, e never still lap. So if you dey complain, e mean say the handbrake never go down.
Okay.
Question?
Yeah, that
You
was.
don't answer?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good. Any other question? You get question, pa? Give me question on my end.
You know what it
No, not talk now inside. Just hold on small corner. Here. Talk to me. Forget about it. Just keep it there.
Okay, now I ask and say one claim he so the upstation so
Yes.
for claim that he so if you put down okay, how many for claim that he for upstation?
As I be talk,
Yes.
Move say he say uphill now.
Yes, yes.
Now uphill this. No be so. We talked about what tachometer. If you start for here, one reach for here, where that sound not high, or your tachometer don't give you that permission. No, you change now. You be there for one for here now. One. You didn't have a two. The two now you want reach here. Tachometer the phone are down when you tell you say that two no fit manage am. You go back for one. One pass now, one go up. He asks you again, two. You put am back for two, you go. You fit end up for the go 1 2 1 2 1 2 so they finish like. Are we there?
Yes.
Are we there?
Yes.
Good. The same as you fit decide, you fit take that hit so now one go finish am. Oh, you no change gear. If it's too steep, but it's all about the tachometer. It's the one that is telling you if it needs a different gear or that one is enough. Are we there? Yes. You answer your question, no?
That was a good question.
Yeah.
You know, as I sure will learn. Because some man go ask and say, but for the claim be so they use na which gear.
Voila.
For go so they use na which gear. You don't need to know na which gear. Now the road they tell you
The
whether.
road will tell you the steepness and then the strength for the motor. So motor they way now. You ask one for that climbing, you put up one. You want go whoop, you go two. He asks you three, so till you reach for four. Will you still climb? Depending on the strength of the car. Are we there? Yes. Yes. That's very good question. That question fine. Yes. Over to you.
Yes, I want to ask another question. If you're in gear 5 and immediately want to go to gear 1, you have to go to a neutral before getting to 1, or there's a possibility you can just go from gear 5 directly to gear 1?
That one a fine question. It's a good question. I don't know how I'm going to explain this. As we talked about speed, revolutions, knowing your car is one of the foundations to be the best driver for the car. You can actually leave gear 5
to gear 1.
to gear 1.
Yeah,
Right?
because you can be in gear 5 and immediately there's an obstacle. You
close down.
have to close down to go back to
Slow down the car till it gets to the appropriate speed that you take. Say no, the one you don't really reach for level. The one at gear 1 level, you put on a 1. For example, if you come up the calm down when the road is smooth now, you calm down. You go to gear 5, road they fine.
Yes.
One come you see hole for front, big hole. You do a clutch down, you go for your brakes, slow down so you reach the corner of the hole. Your gear still there for 5 now. At that point, what do? You shift to 1. Yeah. Under the right condition, you can shift from any gear to any gear. You can even leave gear 1 to gear 3. You skip 2. If you sound that one, the one on tension, so wow, you want to see that down, you go. You're a pro driver. You want to do wait till 2. You just push and enter number 3 one time. Fire and fire go. But under the right conditions. Because we be able to call and say engine brake. It means you shift down. If you do for 5, you understand? You do for 5, you see some obstacle for front, you clutch down, go for 4, move your foot for clutch. Without accelerating, the motor always keeps on because you don't go for lower gear. You clutch down, shift go for 3, it always keep you shift down to 2, it always keep you go down for 1. When you no touch brakes, The motor slow itself, but that comes with experience and knowing the vehicle you are operating. Are we there? Yes. There's another question in front here.
I get some question for ask same for that gear 5 because I dey try to understand.
Should your mic more? No,
I dey try to understand. Say when you change, when motor dey overpull, like for calm down. When you just change and so you never slow the motor, it go affect gearbox.
Good. That's why I'm saying
yes.
It correct about problem because
yes.
Some man go there. You may see the motor run so the motor they were 80.
Yes.
You shift and carry and go put them to gear 1. You want scatter gearbox.
You go cry, and when it cries on a bad.
You feel come out for windscreen. You talk now only cry. If you never tell a seat there, you feel knock your chest with steering because you are living from a higher speed to a low speed. It doesn't say you run the car, and some man just stop you. You feel that impact now?
Yes.
All them come with their reasons. Gear 1 is to take off a car.
Yes.
Gear 2 is to accelerate. That means you don't rate the nerves on 5 speed. We are talking in good conditions where gear 3 is overtaking gear. You understand?
Yes.
Gear 4 cruising. That means that enjoyment now. Gear 4 now, you don't put your foot light acceleration, you don't even hurry. The motor they actually run for some fine speed, you really enjoy. Gear 5 now. Now rushing now.
Yes.
That's speed. That's speed gear. We come off here where the bad road every day. We come off here from Game Junction, reach for Santa, we are not ever see 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back. Ole so. But now they touch 5. So they ask gear 6, 7. I don't see them. I don't see them. The gear 6 they was on motor. Are we? Correct? No. Any question? No. One question here.
Maybe this one will take me a bit backward because I'm not going to do reverse. So I want to ask for the procedure to start for do your reverse.
For do your reverse procedures.
No man do reverse and
no man.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the question is still relevant and very beautiful. Anyway,
Okay.
what are the things you do before you reverse? It's not reverse and park.
Yes.
Before you reverse, right? When you get into a car, before reversing, the first thing you have to do is what? Check if there's any obstacle. Even before entering the car, you know where you want to go now.
Yes.
Before you want to enter motor, you can motor park. You don't really know, say, I want reverse so. Whether you want reverse turn or turn, go. From outside before you enter, no go enter the motor before you check out. You stand from outside, look out. If I reverse, so I will chook my buttocks for that place, then I turn so I go. You don't really get your plan from outside.
You get it correct.
You understand?
Yes.
You don't really know, say no. Now so my front get that. In short, I feel reverse, so just put my buttocks for that entrance, I turn, I go. You make your plans right from outside. And then you look, there's no car, there's no obstacle. If there's a car, only from outside. Now road this, only from outside. Now motor this. This is we. This is them. Your intention, you don't want to go this way, probably. Not to. And you want to use your reverse. The only reason here in this scenario you will use your reverse to go back this way is maybe you've seen an entrance here. We will take the back of the motor so enter so then goes.
Yes.
But if no space, no day for here, you know if you decide for take the motor and so on, can't enter with the space for here now. It's too far. The only thing we will do on the end of it, you turn. Are we there?
Yes.
There are so many times you actually not even use reverse. The one of the highest gave a motorway, it didn't spoil. This reverse and parking, oh, the talk so. It be very, necessary and why they dey test na you? Because if space dey, man just talk say for here so, na one motor this, na another motor this for here. All the place of nothing wey you no dey for park for here, you dey come so you wan park for this space. If you come now with your head, it go worry you before that motor ever park. You dey come so can overtake this motor so tell you dey it's almost the same level. You cut all your steering, send am back for that place. Me and back for motor enter, so you recorrect your steering. You easily enter for that hole. If you come now with your head, you will suffer. If you succeed park, and sometimes you no even succeed. Reverse parking na the best parking. Complicated but easy. And not even complicated because the only problem with reverse na say when man turn him head to if he say steering dey go na opposite direction, but it stays the same in reverse. If you are going in reverse, you want to go right, stay right. You want to go left, stay left. Same.
Yes, one last question. There's a situation where you're in the traffic. You have to use your clutch and accelerator at the same time. So how are we going to maneuver about it? Because you're inside the traffic. You have to use your clutch and accelerator.
We talked about something here. What? Biting point. Biting point na half clutch.
Yes.
That means say you fit dey for accelerator, dey for clutch. You manage the two of them good enough way the motor will go back where you go from.
Yes, that's a problem.
But now it comes with practice. As they say, practice makes perfect. When you give a light fire, give a clutch to halfway, the two balance, the motor remain the standard. Then when motor way dey for front is shift. You work on your clutch, that fire remain at the same. Na clutch control. That's why I talk say the best driver na driver wey know a clutch. You work on your clutch again, the motor start go. You see motor for your front non stop. You put clutch back na down again. The motor come like can hang for that very place. Only so na so they do am. Half clutch. It's up, clutch down, clutch up, clutch down, clutch up. Accelerator maintained. You answer your question?
Yes, I have to practice that one. Yes,
no, that one is on an age. It come with age. Even driving school, nobody teach you that one. Say me finish learner all. They give you the principle to go practice.
Okay.
Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Because when we are talking about biting point every day, that is it. But is that we leave from biting point and move forward. We teach you how to drive motor, we not teach you how to hang for you. And if you don't know that one, as we talk, handbrakes. When you reach a day, that motor stop. Hold your handbrake. Ready. If you call one go, leave a me even give you small distance, small go front. You go back for your biting point, light accelerator, handbrake down, follow ye, stop again, baby, hold your handbrakes. With time, you'll catch up.
Okay,
we talk for those who don't know, but if you know it.
Okay.
Are we there?
Yes, thank you, sir. That's okay.
Any other question? Are we good? Thank you guys so much for your keen attention. For those of you at home, please, as I said, contact us through the number or leave your comments in the comment section. See you in our next class.